Morning, folks. We're out here on Lake Woodlands. This morning we're going to shoot that swim bait video today. Still quite early. I'm actually on my way to where I want to start fishing. So hang in there. We'll talk about my setup and how I fish these swim baits out here on Lake Woodlands. Hey, why don't we go fishing? Come on. Big fish, but fish. Look at here. Not a little one. Solid 2-pounder. Oh. Solid 2-pounder. Another one. That might be a better fish. Go down. Oh yeah, this is a better fish. Now we're talking. Still not a monster, but still a better fish. Nice chunk. Might go 3 pounds. Okay, folks, I'm going to go up to the next spot before the sun gets up. I've actually hooked up with some big fish there, but while we're doing that, let's talk a little bit about my setup here. This morning I'm throwing a 5-inch bull shad. It's the slow sink. Although they call it a slow sink, it sinks pretty quick. This is what they call a thread fin pattern. I've got a 6-inch in the gizzard shad pattern, and if you look at the two of them, I can't tell the difference between the patterns. So I don't know what the difference is, but they do work. They look great in the water. My rod is actually from Pride Rods. It's a what they call the chitter chatter. It was designed to fish a bladed jig or a chatterbait. It's a 7.3 medium heavy with a moderate tip. Now I like that moderate tip on any type of moving bait because what it does, it allows that fish to load up on that bait and you get a better hook set. And especially when you're fishing treble hooks, that softer tip will help you keep that fish hooked up. The reel is a Lew's Speed Reel LSF or LFS. It's a 5.6 to 1 ratio. I like a slower speed reel. Believe it or not, you can run this thing fairly fast on this reel. You don't need a high-speed reel. Especially with moving baits, I like the low-speed reels. I've got this loaded with 17-pound K9 clear fluoro. The clear fluoro is the line I use 90% of the time. It is a fluorocarbon blend, and it's great. It's very tough line. It's very abrasion resistant, and I can't say enough good about the K9 line. How am I working the bait this morning? Well, I'm working the bait like I normally work the bait. Erratic. I don't get in what they call a cadence. 2 cranks pause, 3 cranks pause, that kind of thing. I throw a little bit of everything in it, including some rod pops from time to time. A lot of times you'll get a fish following it, and you put that rod pop, make that bait move just a little bit faster than normal, and that'll draw that strike. The 2 fish I caught and the 1 I missed all did the same thing. They hit that bait within a couple revolutions of the reel after it hit the water. So it's telling me this morning that big splash that bait makes is attracting the fish to it, the splash. Now there are some mornings or days where that big splash will spook the fish and they'll run. So it depends on the day. Bass are finicky as all get out. If you've been chasing bass for any length of time, you'll know that. One day you'll catch them, and the next day with the same conditions, you can't get a bite. So we'll see what happens. If I can think of anything else to tell you, I will as the day goes on. But it's a fairly good start. I mean, if you're going to fish a swim bait, you can't expect to catch 20, 30, 40 fish in a day. You're just not going to catch that many. I could have probably run down through there with a worm or a jig and picked up 4 or 5 times as many bass as I did on that swim bait. But 3 hits this morning is a good start. Let's see what we can do later on. Now, let me get them hooks in my hand. Another 2.5. it on a pole. One about the same size. Maybe a little bit bigger. Oh. All right, quick release. All right. Just calm down, I'll get you out of here. Another decent chunk. Maybe a better fish here. Seen the swirling. Oh, it's a catfish. That's not what we want. Dang it. It's a good catfish though. Come here. Dang it. There's a good one. Felt like a good one there for a second. Oh well. You say this 5-inch bull shad will catch a smaller fish, so you're going to catch more fish than if you're throwing the bigger one. Oh, got a fish here. Thought he was a fish. About the same size today, 2 to 3 pounds. Okay folks, that's a wrap for today. My elbow's starting to ache. It's probably getting old. So don't get old unless you absolutely got to. As you saw, I ended up catching 6 bass and a catfish on that swim bait. That was a 5-inch bull shad, slow sink, and thread fin pattern. Once again, the rod I was using is a Pride rod, chitter chatter. It's a medium heavy with a moderate action tip. And 7 foot 3 inches long. The reel is a Lew's LFS. It's geared 5.6 to 1. I like the slower speed for these type of baits. High speed really ain't going to get you anything because you'll just wash out the swim bait. It'll turn on its side or something. Line, K9 Clear Fluoro, 17-pound test. I use the K9 Clear Fluoro for almost every application fishing. So bass fishing anyhow. So check out K9, K9fishing.com. And that's a wrap. If you have any questions, well, and I know there's going to be some questions. I know somebody asked about cadence. There is no magical cadence for swim baits. One day they want it fast, one day they want it slow, want erratic. I like to fish it erratic. There is no 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 magical cadence. So I just fish erratic. I do what I think feels right at the time, and today it worked. Had several fish hit it on the paws, had several fish hit it shortly after it was in the water. So yeah, they'll clobber it. Didn't catch any big fish today, but caught fish. So until next time, tight lines, and hey, take a kid fishing. Bye.